G'day everyone, Be Asian Dad here. My wife has suggested that I should do a review on my 2-year-old daughter's toothbrushes. Now, we're not dental experts, but I have worked in the dental field before, but I'm not an expert, of course, in dentistry. But what I can give you is what we've noticed on her toothbrushes and her reaction to these toothbrushes as well. And it may actually help with your journey with your toddlers on getting better dental hygiene. So what we've tried before is the Nuby toothbrush, the Macleans toothbrush, and the Mam toothbrush. Now, the Nuby has a nice little idea where it's actually got a nice little suction at the bottom here. So you can just stick it and it will actually stand by itself when it's not in use, so that's fantastic. But what we've found is that it's actually quite large in the actual head itself, and the bristles are quite hard. So my daughter didn't actually enjoy using this at all. She pretty much rejected this by itself, not through long and away. So we actually use this more for practicing for us. But even my wife thinks this has actually got very hard bristles even for adult itself. So probably good for maybe later on when your kid is a little bit older than a toddler. So that's probably a good idea. So next up is the Macleans one. Now the Macleans actually has a very nice sort of smaller head with the bristle itself. It is a lot wider than normal, and it has like pretty much a middle stage and an outside stage itself. Now my daughter did end up using it at the start, and then as it got worn down more, she ended up rejecting this toothbrush itself. Now, why we thought it was going to be the rejection was because as it wears down the outside bristles, which are longer, it actually starts, as she pushes a little bit harder, those bristles on the outside start jamming into her gums, and she doesn't like that at all. So this one here, she actually ended up rejecting later on itself after it's been worn down. It has a nice sort of feel to it, so it's not too bad, but later on as it gets worn, which you should actually probably throw away, but at the start they press pretty hard itself because they don't know of their strength itself. So this one here is not too bad, but it's not the best in a way. What we found was the Mam toothbrush. Now this has a very nice size. It's got a very nice, good medium, soft to firm, and it has a very fantastic sort of bristle firmness for it, and it's got a nice little small footprint itself. And my daughter ended up loving this one, and she's able to actually nearly brush her own teeth herself anyway. So, and she actually enjoys using this one a lot. So definitely the Mam toothbrush, we do definitely recommend itself. Now another thing we need to look into is the handle. Now the Nuby itself is a very straight handle. It has no give, so it's pretty much rock solid there. Now that makes it extremely hard for toddlers, as they need to keep their elbow quite high to actually get to the back teeth itself. They don't know how to drop the wrist and have a very good wrist action like we do, as we've got very good wrist control ourselves. They pretty much will try and keep their elbows quite high to try and get to the back teeth. Makes it very uncomfortable for them to work with. Now the Macleans one has a bit of a curvature, which is fantastic, and it actually has a bit of a bounce as well too, so it takes a bit of absorption. But with that curvature, it means they can actually relax the elbow, having it a little bit down, and it allows them to actually work on the thing, and especially when you flip it around, it then works on to the top, as it's got a curvature up, when they can drop their elbows down to actually push up top itself. So it's fantastic. Like I said, my daughter did enjoy using this toothbrush until the bristles starts actually annoying her gum. Now the Mam has again a very good curvature, and it is actually rock solid as well, unlike the Macleans one, which has a bit of a bounce. So this one she actually ended up like using it, so she actually had to use less power to actually, we noticed that she had to use less power pushing it up to actually brush her teeth itself. So very nice in that sort of term. Very comfortable as well too. They all have very good rubber grip itself. Hope this gives you a few factors to consider when you're choosing a toothbrush for your toddler. If you find this video informative, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. I do try to upload every Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays a new video itself, and it can contain parent advice or even computer advice or photography advice. Anyway, just remember, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll see you in the next video.